After this video, you are going to be on the path to becoming your dream woman. Hey guys, it's Aliesha, or you can call me Eli, and we're back for another video. Can you tell I'm in a great mood? I really am. If you see any white stuff in my hair, I just moisturized my hair, put it up in a bun, and kind of didn't let it dry very well because I really wanted to get this video out. So if you see it, mind your business. It's not there, okay? But it will dry. Eventually it will dry. It's just wet and it's got cream in it, so yes. But today's video is about becoming the woman of your dreams. I'm excited, girl. I am excited. I don't want to ramble any longer. We are going to get into how to actually become the woman of your dream. My first thing that I have on here is probably one of the most crucial steps, and one of the biggest tips and steps that I want you to take when becoming the woman of your dreams is to let go. And what I mean by this is to let go of the old you, to let go and stop holding yourself back from reinventing yourself, stop holding yourself back from becoming the woman, actually becoming the woman of your dreams. And this might sound like crazy, like what do you mean? But let me explain, okay? I started my self-love glow up journey 5 years ago, and something I used to do really bad was hold myself back from becoming my dream self. I used to think about the old version of me. I used to beat myself up in a sense of like, I used to think that I had to, because I didn't present myself a certain way before, that I couldn't change, that I couldn't evolve, that I couldn't be somebody else. I used to just cling on to so many mistakes I've made and just cling on to my old self. And instead of clinging on to your old self, you need to let go. And what I mean by let go is to heal from everything, all of, maybe like you have to heal from childhood trauma, or maybe you have to heal from certain things that just happen, or maybe you just have to heal from the mistakes you've made, or you want to let go. Therapy is a great option. You want to let go and allow yourself to be happy, and then also love on the younger you, okay? Younger you didn't know better. Younger you didn't have all the experience that she has now. Younger you isn't perfect. Older you is not even perfect, okay? I want you to let go, okay? Just let go and love the younger version of you. So the next step is to figure out where you want to go, okay? In order to become the woman of your dreams, you have to figure out where you want to go. A lot of people see things online and they see like people being the best version of themselves, and they're like, oh, I want to be like that. But do you really want to be like that, or are you just do you just think that you have to be like that, or are you trying to just be like everybody else? You have to figure out, where do you want to go? How do you want to get there? When I first started my glow up journey, I knew where I wanted to go at the time. It wasn't like I didn't have like this huge like thing of where I wanted to go, but I knew certain things that I didn't want to do anymore. Like I knew I wanted to learn and love myself. I knew I wanted to glow up and have better habits. I think a lot of people don't, sometimes they want to become the woman of sometimes they want to become the woman of their dreams, but they don't know how or where to go. The thing is, you don't have to know how, you just have to know where you want to end up, okay? And this is how you figure out where you want to end up, okay? What are the things that you are currently struggling with, okay? What are the things that you get frustrated with, angry with, upset about, sad about in your life? What are the things that, like, what do you have passions for? What do you want? What do you feel like you want to do? What have you always wanted to do but you were scared of, you know? What are your insecurities? What are things that, your toxic traits? What things do people say? You know, sometimes there are people in our lives that do love us but are kind of honest. And I've definitely had honest people in my life tell me certain things about myself that I'm like, oh, I didn't know that, and I realized that I had to work on it. Now this one's a little tricky because sometimes people are just like trying to tell you something and it's not true, so take it with a grain of salt. Take what people say about you with a grain of salt. But the people that actually do care about you and have mentioned ways that you could be better or things that you could do to be better, I do want you to take heed of that. Also, a big, great thing to do is to take inventory of how certain things, like how did your last relationship end, right? Did you have things that you needed to work on in your relationship, or maybe even a friendship? A lot of times the things that you have to work on are highlighted when you're in a relationship, or when you're with somebody, or when you have a friendship sometimes. So I would say, like, maybe in your last relationship you were super controlling. Maybe that's something you want to work on. Maybe in your last relationship you felt like you didn't love yourself enough. So maybe that's something that you need to work on. Maybe that's somewhere where you want to go. Maybe you felt like you were always neglecting yourself and you wasn't giving yourself the time of day. Okay, maybe you need to work on prioritizing yourself and investing in yourself. I mean, we all need to work on investing in ourselves, but you see where I'm getting here? Like, you want to take inventory of all the things in your life and reflect on everything. So like, reflect on your frustrations, reflect on your anger, reflect on the things that you need to heal from, reflect on just your relationships with people in general. What are these things telling you in your life? Like, what are these things telling you about where you want to go? That's how you figure out where you want to go. You have to take inventory of all the things that are going on in your life, okay? Next is that groundwork. You have to start working and taking action. This is my favorite part, because this is something I did, of course, to become my dream woman, and I'm still working on her, okay? But I want you to stop thinking that you have to do all of these things at once. Like, oh, I have to grow my hair out, and I have to go to the gym, and I have to wake up at 5 a.m., and I have to go get facials, and I have to dress like the woman that I want to be, and I have to be in a good relationship, all this other stuff. Like, there's so many things. I understand you probably have a long list of the things that you want to do as like becoming your dream woman, but listen, it is a process, okay? I've been on this journey for like 5 years now, and there's still so many things that I unlock, and certain new things that I unlock every day that I learn, and I'm like, oh, I do want to do that. Let's add that to the inventory, or let's add that to my list of like becoming my dream woman. And there's so many things that I've accomplished, and then I'm like, oh, I have more to go. Like, I have more that I want to do. So just know that it's not an overnight process, and it's actually, like, it's okay that it's not overnight. I used to think that it had to be overnight, because I definitely think I was like a little desperate to become my dream woman. But when you're on the journey, it's actually very exciting, and to try new things and to like learn yourself. So don't be hard on yourself if it all doesn't happen overnight. It will eventually, but there are steps you have to take to get there, okay? So what I do recommend is to start with the things that are currently maybe bothering you, current insecurities, or maybe even just things that you always wanted to work on. So I recommend starting with maybe 2 physical things that you want to work on. Maybe you want to work on your skin. Maybe you want to work on going to the gym. Okay, that's perfect. And then also work on maybe 2 internal things that you want to work on. Okay, what are some internal things you want to work on? Maybe you want to work on your health and what you put into your body, okay? Or maybe you want to work on your negative self-talk, which is a whole nother video. I have so many videos on negative self-talk, but that's a whole process. Okay, but maybe you want to work on your negative self-talk. Okay, start implementing and start journaling out the day, okay? You see what I mean? Like, you want to do little things to get you to the big things, but you can't do all these crazy things at once, because it makes it easier for you to not stick to it anymore. Okay, so now that you know where you want to go and what you're going to work on, the 4 things that you're going to work on in this period, and what I mean by like the 4 things you're going to work on in this period, it doesn't have to be like only forever. Like, obviously you're going to add more stuff as you go, but right now you're going to start with those 4 things. So the next thing is to start investing in yourself, okay? Now that you know the 4 things that you need to work on, the 2 physical things you need to work on, and the 2 internal things you need to work on, you want to start investing in yourself. And what I mean by what I mean by investing is investing time and money. Now, you know, if you've been on my channel before, I always talk about investing time and money in yourself, okay? It's the most crucial and important thing to do, because when you invest time and money in yourself, you see the value in yourself, okay? Period. Okay, so you want to invest that time and money in yourself. And what I mean by this is, let's take it on the time, right? investing time. You definitely, we're gonna get into this when we talk about scheduling, but you definitely need to invest time in yourself. This is going to require you to spend more time with yourself, to actually like make time blocks for certain things that you need to get done, because those are the things that you want to work on. Cut out a lot of distractions, things like that. Like, there is no self-growth and becoming the woman of your dreams if you don't spend time with yourself and if you don't actually allot yourself that time. A lot of times people say that they want to work on something and they end up not working on it because they feel like they don't have time or they don't make the time. You have to make the time. You're going to make the time, okay? This time you're going to make the time into becoming the woman of your dreams. So you have to figure out pockets of time in your schedule to make time for yourself. Now let's talk about money, okay? There are probably things that you're gonna wanna work on and that might require money. Maybe you do wanna work on your skin, okay? If you wanna work on your skin, maybe start off, if you don't have the money, right? Maybe start off going on Google, learning about internal things you can put in your body, things like that, that will be a little bit more inexpensive for you. And then once you get the money, you can also invest in things like you could invest in things like an esthetician, or maybe if you have insurance, you can go to a dermatologist, things like that. Or maybe something like you want more money, okay? If you want more money, what's gonna get you there to getting more money, okay? When I graduated college, I knew I needed to make more money. I knew that I had a certain lifestyle I want to live. I knew it. And I knew that I would probably, like, this was not the degree for me. So one thing I did that I invested in myself with is going back to school, okay? I went back to school. I'm actually almost done school. Okay, but I decided to invest in myself and go back to school for my master's degree, and it's like the best thing that I ever did. I'm so excited for it. Another thing that I started to invest in was one of my hobbies, which is my YouTube channel. So it's certain things that you just need to start investing time and money into. However, if you don't currently have the money, I would say to start with, there are inexpensive ways you can use to get there, in a sense of like, there are things that you can do now to work toward that goal, and then I want you to work on gaining more money, trying to find like maybe like creating a side hustle or finding a better job in order for you to invest in the things that you want, because it's going to be very crucial in becoming the woman of your dreams. I'm not gonna lie, but if you don't have money, time is the best investment. I will always say time is the best investment. Time made me see my value, period. So the next thing, we kind of touched on it a little bit, but it's to build a schedule / routine. Oh my god, okay, this is the most, like, this is one of the crucialest things that has brought me to the woman of my dreams, okay? So you have the 4 things that you want to work on, your 2 physical things and your 2 internal things. All you have to do is find ways to insert that in your morning routine or your night routine. Let me give you an example, okay? Maybe 2 of the internal things that you want to work on is to take in more vitamins and to journal. And then maybe your 2 physical things is you want to start dressing better, put more attention to how you dress and your makeup, whatever. Maybe those are the 2 physical things that you want to work on, okay? So you're going to find ways to insert that in your routine, okay? So you have to figure out a small routine to start with, and then as you go on, you're going to add to this routine, period. So if your morning routine currently is just you getting up, going to take a shower, and like kind of just like putting on clothes and going to work, right? Instead of just throwing on your clothes, maybe something that you can add to your night routine is putting out clothes the night before, so that when you wake up you look put together. It's an easy step that you can implement, and it's something that you're like, oh, okay, that's the woman of my dreams, okay? Maybe, like I said, internally you want to start taking vitamins. Maybe that's something that you add after you eat your breakfast every morning. You know, kind of like habit stacking. You want to add certain things to the routine that you already have, if you do have a routine in place. If you don't, we're just gonna build it from scratch, okay? It's fine. But yeah, you want to add in the vitamins, okay? And then maybe you want to journal. So maybe journaling is something that you want to do at night. Maybe it's something that you add towards your night routine, because right now all the things you have to do in the morning is too much. So you add that to your night routine and you build schedules like that. This is the reason why I said to work on about 4 things at a time, because if you're just starting out to become the woman of your dreams, then it'd be kind of hard for you to know how to manage time. So in order to learn how to manage time, you have to start with small things. That's definitely what happened to me. Now my morning routine is immaculate. Like, I meditate, I journal, I wake up at 5 a.m. But that stuff didn't happen overnight. I just had to like slowly implement the things that I wanted into my routine, and I finally got there. So yeah. Another thing that I want to talk about scheduling is something really big. It's to becoming the woman of your dreams. Something I think that every woman should have. These are the things that I actually do think you should implement into your schedule, or try to figure out how to get to that point, is me time. Me time is one of the most crucial things you need to start adding into your schedule. Another thing that you need to add into your schedule is an everything shower routine. I just feel like that is going to be a game changer for you. It's gonna have you feeling so good, like feel like you're doing your self-care, just having that, also that me time that you need. And another one is just your solid morning and night routine. Those are like the 4 big things that I would say. I feel like I had something else and I cannot remember, like my mind is not on it right now. So, but those are the 4 routines that I would definitely say find ways to implement them. And like I said, you have to start small. So try to find pockets of time where you can do those things, and maybe just add in one thing at a time, but don't do it all at once, because baby, from experience, you're gonna crash out, okay? You don't want to burn out. The next thing that we kind of talked about a little bit is to start becoming selfish, okay? And what I mean by this is you want to start blocking out all the distractions and intentionally work on yourself, okay? Start being selfish with your time. Start saying no more. This is something that I talked about in my non-negotiables as someone learning to love herself video. This is so crucial to just becoming the woman of your dreams in general, because sometimes there are distractions in your life, things that kind of get in the way, and then you start to get upset at yourself because you allowed it to get in the way, and then you're like, dang, I was supposed to be working on myself or doing this for myself, and I ended up doing this over here that didn't really benefit me. Not saying that all the things that you do for other people have to benefit you. That is not what I'm saying at all. But what I'm saying is sometimes we put ourselves in the back burner to help and please somebody else, when we know that we have to get ourselves where we need to be. Sometimes it just takes you choosing yourself first in order to get you where you need to be. Not necessarily in the realm of like stepping on toes or anything, but I want you to ask yourself, if somebody asks you to do something, ask yourself, like, do I have the time for this? Is this gonna hurt me if I do this thing for this person? And what I mean by hurt me is, say you are in school and you have a paper to do, but somebody asks you to do something, right? And you're like, oof, I can't do that because I have that paper to do, I need to do it. Choose yourself, okay? Choose yourself. Let the person know, hey, I can't right now, I have this to do. You don't even have to tell them what it is. You could just be like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm busy. Actually, you don't even need to apologize. Just say, hey, I'm busy right now, I can't do it. You know, I think it just takes communication. But choose yourself, please, because I promise you, when you put others first before yourself, and you know that you have to choose yourself in that moment, you're gonna start to resent people, and you're gonna start to resent your own self for not getting yourself where you need to be. So that's all I gotta say about that point. The next thing I have is to allow yourself to fall off, make mistakes, and not be perfect, okay? Woo. On this journey to becoming your dream woman, you are going to make mistakes. You are going to fall off a couple times before you get to where you need to be. You aren't going to be perfect. And I want you to allow yourself to be messy, okay? Allow yourself to be messy, especially when you're first starting out building new habits and just building new things that you want to do. If you revert back to something that was your old self, it is okay, okay? Just always keep in your mind the woman that you want to be. Something that has carried me so far in these last 5 years is to remind myself of the woman I want to be, who I am in my mind. You know, I do a lot of visualization, and this is something I've talked about before. I like to visualize the woman that I want to be on a daily basis so that I remember her, and that I, you know, and because visualization is so powerful, it has helped me to like propel myself forward when the times get rough, when the times are a little messy, when I'm not on my goals, when I'm not on my habits, you know. And this has been the biggest thing to help me just become the woman of my dreams. Keep that woman in your mind, you know, even when you're falling off. Don't beat yourself up about it. Be like, okay, I'm gonna get back on tomorrow or in the next hour. That's a possibility too. Like, always remind yourself that, you know, mistakes don't have to be forever, you know. You can always get back on to the right tracks. So don't hold yourself to these huge mistakes and trying to be perfect. Just remind yourself of the woman you want to be, and I promise you, you will, like, overnight. I feel like it just feels overnight. Like, it feels like a long time in the process, but then when you get there, you're like, dang, I did a 360 of my life. Dang, I'm the woman of my dreams. Oh my God. The next step to becoming the woman of your dreams is to track your progress, okay? I am a big believer in reflecting and just tracking everything that you're doing, okay? And I'm not saying like be anal about it or just being like in this perfectionism type of thing, but I do think that you should track your progress and ask yourself, like, you know, maybe on a weekly basis, even a monthly basis, hey, what did I do today? What did I do this month? What could I have done to do better? What should I take accountability on? There's so many different ways to track your progress. When I was learning to love myself, this sounds so crazy, but I'm gonna mention it anyway because it was that deep. I used to take these little self-love quizzes just to see like where I was at with myself. Before I knew what self-love was, I used to take these like self-love quizzes to see if I was making progress, and sure enough, like every time I would take these quizzes, I would go up like percentages. And then there was one day where I took the quiz and I was like, oh my God, I love myself. And it was just the weirdest thing, but it had been something that I had worked on for so long to become the woman of my dreams with, as my self-love for myself and the way that I saw my value. So I want you to track your progress. It's so important. It's so nice to also see where you came from. You can even, when you journal, like save your journal so that you can track where you used to be. Sometimes we work and we do so much on a day-to-day that we forget that we are actually doing a good job. You know, sometimes we want something so bad that we forget about the small progress that we made. That small progress is going to propel you forward, because every time times get hard, you're going to think about that. You're going to be like, oh my God, but I did this and I did that and I did that small thing. And if I can do that small thing, that means I can do this big thing. So you want to always reflect and track your progress. The next tip I have is that anything you are struggling with, you want to seek it. And what I mean by this is, to become the woman of your dreams, you have to make yourself a student, okay? Anything that you are struggling with, become a student with, okay? If you are struggling with, maybe you need to learn how to, you want to learn how to speak better, right? Maybe you want to speak more elegantly or whatever. You can look this stuff up. You can go on Google, you can read books, all of these things. Maybe you struggle with procrastination. Okay, watch some YouTube videos, watch a podcast about procrastination. Become a student. Learn. Oh my God, the biggest way to grow is to just become a student and learn. You cannot just think that you're perfect and you know everything and be afraid to learn new things. You have to learn in order to become the woman of your dreams. If you want to learn how to do makeup, look up makeup tutorials with people that actually have your facial features, so that you can learn how to do it. You know, also practice. You cannot sit around and just learn all this knowledge and not practice, okay? You have to practice, okay? If you need to go out and make new friends, practice. Go out, do the thing. Just don't just read the book like about how to make friends. Go do the thing. Go meet some friends. Go get out your comfort zone. Go sit at a bar or something. Become the woman of your dreams, okay? I'm like, I don't know. Another one is to build a community, okay? I talk about this because your community is so important, because it's another one of those, like, if you don't know something, seek it. The community you build is so important, because there are people out there that know a lot more than you do, and to have friends that can uplift you, but then also friends that know a little bit more than you do, or maybe they are more of an expertise in this area and you're more of an expertise in another area, but they can give you tips and you can give them tips. That is such a beautiful friendship. Like, You know, that's just a great friendship, like to be able to bounce things off of each other and to help each other and just like help each other grow. It's such a nice friendship, and I think that you should start learning and start trying to find people that are where you want to be. Surround yourself with them, learn from them, all of these things, and also just in general, just surround yourself with a positive community. Once you have a positive community, it becomes easier to become the woman of your dreams, because those are the very people that are going to uplift you, you know? Yeah. And the last tip I have is to stop being afraid of judgment. Woo! This could be a whole nother video, but when I feel like sometimes when you change, when you evolve, when maybe you change your style, or you change your hair, or you change your makeup look, or maybe you change yourself internally, you kind of sometimes feel like, oh my god, are these people gonna judge me? I wasn't this way before. Am I being fake if I do this? Do I seem like this? Stop being afraid of judgment, okay? You're gonna get judged. You're gonna get judged for certain things. Some people are gonna judge you, some people are not. Some people are gonna be okay with the new you, but you have to be okay with the new you. And if you feel like you're gonna be judged, that's gonna hold you back from becoming the woman of your dreams, because you're gonna always think about what other people think, and you're gonna always be like, oh, I can't do this because this person is gonna think of this of me. Or maybe you wanna wear a new outfit that you never wore before, and you're like, oh my god, this person's gonna think this way of me, blah, blah, blah. No. Stop being afraid of being judged, and to get yourself out of your comfort zone. And the quickest way to get yourself out of your comfort zone is to do the thing that you're scared of and to stand on it, okay? Stop being afraid. You don't have to be afraid anymore. This is you becoming the woman of your dreams, and if you want to become the woman of your dreams, you gotta get out your comfort zone. Okay, that is all the tips I have. I actually have another video about how to become the woman of your dreams. It's an older video. That one is a little different. It's a lot more other tips on there, so if you want to watch that too, you go ahead and watch it. It's really old, so I don't know if it's good or not. I can't even remember what I said in there, but I know it was a little different tips or whatever. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Oh my goodness, I had so much fun filming it, and I will see you I think next week. Yeah. Bye.